This is our home here outside of Paxton, Alaska. It's one morning it's kind of raining. Mosquitoes are bad. Here's Rhama all ready for the day with the mosquitoes and the rain. And for the most part, most everybody's gone, but now we're kind of going to go hiking down to a bridge on the river. But it's a pretty nice little campground. And I were hiking down by the river here, run across this old bridge. You can see, boy, it's an ancient one. It doesn't look safe enough to go across, so we're not. I don't think I want to go for a swim this morning. But this bridge is, no telling when this thing was built. The way to get access across this river. I don't know what this river is, but it's moving pretty good this morning, and it looks like it's pretty deep. But I'll tell you one thing, there's plenty of mosquitoes down here. And so come back around, and there is Miss Rhama. Good morning.
Look at the grass, it looks like.
Here comes another couple of hikers this morning, getting out, fighting the mosquitoes. Boy, they're terrible down here.
Short.
Fresh meat for the skeeters.
Got my mask on.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. This is the office and the lodge where we stayed here. We're at the campground, but pretty nice.
One size fits all. We've just been down to the bridge here at our campsite. I'm covered up from head to toe, trying to keep the mosquitoes off of me. It's a real pretty campground. Doyle's unhooking. We're fixing to go on into Palmer and on to Anchorage, hopefully today.
It's on the way down to Anchorage, and we just been driving by about 50 miles of this like this, and I thought I'd stop and get a shot of it. It's really pretty. Of course, every once in a while you get a break in this, and you go down, you get about 50, see big mountains in the background from this, but this is what Alaska is all about, I guess. It's just mountain ranges and then lots of tundra country and other big mountain range just as far as you can see. Big mountains, everything. Really. There's some more mountains along the road here down to Anchorage, and it's just so pretty. I just couldn't stop. I had to stop and take another look. Record this so we'll have years to come, because it is a beautiful, beautiful sight. Try to bring us up a little bit. There's some big old mountains back up in there. I don't know if we can see them. Yeah, you can pull them up pretty good there. And this goes on up into the clouds. That's way across the way. You can kind of get an idea when I put it back how far over there it is. And then there's a valley down below us with lots of water. And there's a car down there that didn't make it. It went over the cliff here. They just had never got it out. But as you can see, Range Mountain goes for miles and miles. Big country. And lots to see. I'll pull back up here, and of course this is our motorhome parked on the side of the road. But it's a long ways across. Lots of pretty mountains. Beautiful, beautiful scene. I think one of the things that's really unusual here is you can see so far back in the mountains back over there, and yet you can still see them, but they're just a long ways over there. We're looking down at a glacier here, and we've been traveling along it, and back up it goes and turns to the right and goes up into a valley of mountains, and it's just huge. But this is the very tip of it here. But boy, it's a big one, and I'll try to pull it up here a little more later. But I'm going to make a sweep here because this is just a beautiful sight, and I wanted to get it on film. And you just keep it going. It's just you just can't describe the bigness of it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But it's just a huge, huge area, and it's just everywhere you look, there's just mountains behind mountains, and just go for miles and miles and miles. I'm going to try to pull that up now, that glacier some. You can see how it is. It goes So there's the best I can do, but that's a long ways off, but you can see the thickness of the ice and how it is. And that's just sliding down the valley. Of course, taking everything with it as it goes. And you can see there where it turns and goes around, and a while ago it was back up the way, and you could see it just goes for miles back up to the right there. Just sliding down this valley. It's a glacier. And a big one. Mountains up the way. Fantastic. Fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful.
This is called Pyramid Mountain. I can't get it. I can't sit up here.
Cut it off. I don't remember the name of this river, but boy, you talk about a moving on. It is. And this mountain, I'm going to take up here, it's called Pyramid Mountain. You can see why when I go up and show you. It goes to a perfect pyramid point there. And got this river running down here, and as you can see as we look at it here, it's moving on. They warn you here, so do not get in this river because it is dangerous, high, a lot of current, and very dangerous, so stay out of it. I want to get a picture of it. It's ready, but it is moving on. You do some whitewater rafting here. What's the name of it? What? Keen? This is called the Queen River, Rhama just told me, so we do have a name for it now. Rolling on. This is downtown Anchorage, and this is a mural that's been painted on the side of the J.C. Penney building here. Kind of interesting. I thought I'd try to get a picture of it. It's a marine life here in Alaska that's featuring the whales. And this is in the town square in Anchorage. Beautiful flowers, as you can see. Really pretty. All colors, and it's really a pretty place. See Joyce and them and Rhama over the way there looking. Thought I'd get a picture of it. These flowers are so pretty, I thought I'd try to pull them up a little. That's pretty. Pretty. There's another shot downtown Anchorage here. This is, they keep their streets really nice, flowers all along. Of course, this is in a town square, which is real pretty. Real pretty.
It's a little waterfall.
I'm going to take a sweep around this way, and you can see some more flowers. And we're going toward the information center, which is back over that way. And you just keep going around. Very pretty place, right here in the middle of town. This is the visitor center in downtown Anchorage. You can see the grass on the roof, beautiful flowers. Swing around here. Everything's real pretty downtown. Boy, I'm impressed with downtown Anchorage. It is a clean town. It's them. I'm going to pull up the old bear across the way if I can. There's, of course, our crew, our traveling buddies there. Rhama. And you can see the old grizzly bear over there on the side. He's a big dude.
Oh, excuse me.
That's all right. I'm just shooting. Also, I want to take a look at these flowers. They got them on every post along here. They're just really pretty. They're a deep blue. I don't know if I can get them here or not, but boy, they are just tiny, tiny, but they're just covered in flowers, and they're just real pretty. Every post is in town has got those on them. All the merchants have got them on them. They're just hanging everywhere. Really pretty. All up and down the road, streets. Okay, Rhama's got her back there. Yeah. Let's go to Botanical Gardens. Yeah, now we're going. Right, this is the Alaska Botanical Gardens. We're going to take a little tour here. Lots of pretty flowers. We're just starting out here, and we'll go inside the gate here. A flower in the Botanical Gardens here. Try to pull them up, get a little close. Ooh, boy, get it all full there. Kind of perfect. Those little flowers right there. Kind of pretty. I'm here at the Monument for Alaska Statehood, and this is a bust of President Eisenhower, and this was in when Alaska became a state, and this was put in a memorial to that. You really tell it's him right there. Get a full picture like. I thought that had it does, but can't get it. Back in the background, there's some of the industrial area here in Anchorage. We're on our way to seaward this morning from Anchorage, going down to see the coast and everything, and this was a drive. Supposed to be able to see whales out here, and this is where the tide rises. It's 33 feet right time of the day, so I thought I'd stop and get a picture of it while the sun was right. Don't see any whales jumping out there though, but you never know. It's pretty drive. It's down through the mountains next to the water, ocean here. I'm up on what they call the bird watch place, and it's kind of an interesting view. Looking here at the bay coming in and the mountains across the way. And you can just see for a long ways, and all you see is trees, water, mountains, clouds, and kind of an interesting phenomenon up here. Going up, you can see the clouds around the mountains. It's pretty. And just sweep on around every direction you look. It's beautiful. Bald eagle there in the top of that tree, but you can hardly make him out. He's a white speck here, but that's as close as I can get him. See, I brought him up. Just on our way from Anchorage to Seaward, and we're traveling along here. And this was just such a pretty shot that I thought we'd stop and get a picture of it, because it's really a spectacular view this morning. There's a snow-capped mountain down there. It's just all snow, and if you just keep going, it just goes and goes all the way around us. But I thought this was exceptionally pretty sight right here. Just see the reflection of the mountain in the bay here. Very pretty. Okay, we're here at Seaward. We're fixing to go on a cruise, and they're lined up here, got their coats and their rain gear and their hats and their gloves and all the stuff we have to get on. And here comes our tour bus, so I gotta go. Here's a tour bus that we'll have to take us over to the boat. So everybody's loading up. I guess I better get on it too. We're at Seaward in the harbor here. There's a cruise liner, a Holland cruise liner. We're fixing to go out on a cruise. This is the harbor here where we'll be departing from in about another 30 minutes or so. But this is harbor settled down in amongst the mountains, as you can see. Here's Rhama ready for a cruise. She's got all of her coats, got the ship in the background, and she's ready to go. Aren't you?
I'm ready.
Have the white head and white tail feathers. They will achieve that until they're 3 to 5 years old. Before which time they'll have kind of a dusky brown body, white feathers spread throughout the body. But they'll be about the same size as the adult a lot of times, and many people actually mistake them for golden eagles.
See them? They're right
Now,
there.
these guys here are awfully big birds. They can stand up to
See them sitting
2
up
feet
there?
tall, have a wingspan of up to 7.5 feet.
Goes in here, they go right
As
up
much
there.
as
No,
15 pounds.
there's not protruding out.
And they like sitting out on a point like you see them.
You still don't see them?
I can see why.
There's
I saw them.
there's 2 bald eagles sitting there. We're on a cruise in the bay here at Seward, and there's 2 eagles
I
that
can
we
see another
spotted.
eagle over here off its point, sitting just underneath the trees. Yeah, I think we'll leave that in on the rock.
They're green. See, they're white.
Another
I saw
bald
the
eagle
flight on
sitting
that,
there.
but I couldn't
I'm
see
on the
rest.
ship, so we're rolling pretty good, but you get a pretty good look at
Now
it.
these eagles, they can grab a fish out of the water 30 to 40% of their body weight. Although sometimes they'll just judge and grab a fish is too big. Talons, they have locking talons. They can't let go until they get back to salt. The water we're going to be traveling over
Gonna be
top
moving,
of
but that's a glacier
today,
out there.
back into our glaciers.
I'm gonna pull it up some. Whoop.
These glacier marines, there's one out here where it's 400 feet deep, and in a couple seconds it comes up to about
Comes
30
up
feet.
there, flows down the valley into the ocean right here. Massive
Now the Harding Ice Field and this portion of the bay known as the Harding Gateway was all named after President Warren G. Harding, of course, who visited this area in 1923.
Mom can't do this. On board ship. We're out to sea. It's back toward where we came from. because we're out on a cruise and we're going by seals and also walruses. Laying up there, take it easy. I think I call it seals while ago, but I think they're sea lions. Oh, take it easy right now.
us.
I'm just kind of checking us out. Let's get south. Shut the engine.
Unbelievable, Dad.
Oh yeah. Yeah, perfect pictures.
See the tremendous size of it. It's, we're out in the wind, so it's going to be noisy, but it's very spectacular. You can see all the way up to the mountain. There's a various formations in it. It's 2 miles wide. Very cold here. Possible cabbing right here take place. Were to fall, I don't know if it will or not. And it's still dead. You see tremendous glacier we're on board ship coming into it.
You always, like I said, have to keep your eye on the pictures. Like, you never know where it's going to fall off. But again, there's no trees on it.
Coming up on it pretty close here now. I shut the engines off real quick so you can listen to it, but I'm going to have to start something based into that wave here. What timing, huh? The glacier, I pushed the glacier button and went up.
You need to grab the coat on.
Yeah, that's hot though. Look at that peaks up there nice.
I know it.
I guess I had it on. But just one cab in Kingdom.
It was a pretty good size. I'd say it was 2 or 3 times the size of the boat if I had to guess.
Sounded like thunder.
Amazing.
Right over there. You see where it looks like a cathedral? No, it just had a big crack.
right there where you saw that little bit fall, if you watch that whole area real close, there's one crack that just collapsed. That whole big pillar.
Wow.
That's a pretty good piece here. This whole big pillar is sticking up here at about 4 o'clock from us. You'll see it's starting to move towards us a little bit. You just watch it really close. You'll see cracks, collapse, and things.
That's a big one.
Right
It's
here.
a great big one.
So the glacier is very active right now. So in other words, it's sliding downhill a little bit. You'll see pieces fall off across the entire face of it.
This is getting after it over there.
I thought it would just like once in a while maybe
You want to borrow my sunglasses?
Make a little hole at the bottom.
Got a cabin effect there on that one. I don't know if I cut it
Now
or
that
not.
whole pillar at the base of it's kind of wearing away there a little bit, toppling off. It's not gonna be here tomorrow, that's for sure. It could fall here at any time, but any time these glaciers could be 2 minutes or 2 days. You never really know. But hopefully, you might get to see that.
Right there.
Waiting for that part right there to fall. Can't see it.
He's right in here. Jess.
I saw.
Nice.
Think you could see it?
Huh?
You'd think you could see it being that
Well, I
loud.
did see that.
And then we'll see what our bears are up to.
Rhama. There you are with the glacier.
This glacier knows the sound of my voice. It teases us every day. It knows we're getting ready to go. So don't turn back to the glacier. We'll be looking over here at the bear, and the biggest one of the day comes down. So that pillar right there, you're on that.
Right there.
Like I said, that won't be here tomorrow either. It's actually gonna one piece go there.
Boo.
Alright, just for a minute, everybody concentrate on that piece and see if we can make it come down here before we take off. This might, I hate this part of the day. I can sit out here all day and watch this glacier. Maybe we were here for a half hour. Time flies to watch a glacier. spot with our bears here. Now I see him a little bit better. There was one that just kind of came out in the open. He went back in the trees. We got some shy bears. Now there's one, you see in between the two ravines, there's just a little black spot in the middle of the trees. He's still headed for the ravine. We'll see if we can get. And where the snow comes to a point, follow that up a little bit more and you'll see that kind of bald spot on the mountain. And in between that and the other little, looks like a little sled hill right there. They're traveling in between there. Right here where our engine's off, we got one a little closer here at 11 o'clock. Now we've found through research recently, in fact, that there's two different breeds of orca whales. We have resident orcas and transient orcas. Now transients travel in small pods, anywhere from 2 to 5 whales, and they eat exclusively marine mammals. They're after the sea lions, the harbor seals, the porpoise, and even other whales. And the residents, which we're viewing here, are exclusive fish eaters. That's what they're after, all the salmon, pollock, cod, fish like that. Residents travel in much larger pods, anywhere from 5 to... So again, here at 9 o'clock from us, looks like most of the pod is slowly this way.
Throw one passenger overboard.
Yeah. There's one over
A couple
there.
more back there behind us, about 7 o'clock. One here at 10 o'clock. We got them all over.
We're all surrounded.
Keep an eye on the left side.
Oh, there's another one back there.
Okay, we got 2 of them here at about 10 o'clock. They're headed right for the boat right now. Hopefully, if we get really lucky, we might have a close encounter of these. So I'm going to actually be quiet here for a bit. There's one getting active over here at 8 o'clock, flapping its fins around. But I'm going to be quiet and let you enjoy these animals here as they swim by.
See them all.
Cool. Come on. Make sure you got plenty of film in the camera. If you're starting to run out, we have plenty in the camera.
Just come up no more. Come on, baby, come on.
This is actually a mother and a calf You'll see the little one just on the outside mom.
Every 12 minutes, come up for air. Say hi.
Wow.
Oh, yes, that neat. I said, wake it down and see a tail on it. Oh, right there. Ooh.
Right in front of the boat.
Man,
They're just all around us.
A little bit.
I can't get them. I'm just gonna ask out.
Yeah.
This boat's coming out.
Zoe!
Okay. Got a couple right behind us, Gary says. Alright, so we're gonna
Just can't outguess them, can you?
get another one jumping off the bow there. Half mile on. That's more here about 3 o'clock.
Daddy.
You're just swimming up and down the main looking for fish. Anyone jumping out again? Out there now. Searching around for the salmon. Still jumping away. I do it again. So our orcas are nomads here. They're just cruising up and down the coast. Our residents, these residents here, we have a range from about Holbert to Prince William Sound, throughout the Angeles National Park, all over the place. They just kind of go back and forth. We have about 9 resident spots.
Down there you can see.
Catalog. We have a researcher around here. His name is Craig Matkin. And he's taking pictures of their saddle patches, which are behind their dorsal fins. That's what we use to identify the individuals and the individual ponds. This catalog is actually down in the galley. You want to take a look at it. I don't know who these guys are. If I had to guess, I'd say the Asian pod just by the size of them. But you can go down and look at that catalog and some of the whales we have in this area.
This is Prospector Glacier over there. I'm gonna pull it up a little. You can see it's called a hanging glacier, hanging up on the side of the mountain there. And it's a good ways over where, quite a ways from it, as you can see. But there's not a good picture for the afternoon. Coming in to seaward from our ocean, from birds of all kinds, a couple of bald eagles. So have a good afternoon and been a good cruise. This is our first view of Mount McKinley. We're still about 100 miles or more away, and you can see it peeking up above the mountains. I'm going to try to pull it up above clouds rather. I'm going to try to pull it up so you can see it up there, way on up there. That's Mount McKinley. You don't get to see the peak like this much, so I stopped even though we're still a long ways off to see it. It just towers way up there. And we're, like I say, we're a good 100 or so miles away, but it's still a magnificent view from here. There's a caribou grazing here in Denali National Park. You can see him eating off the side of the grain. Got a good rack. He's still quite a ways down from us, but you can see he's way down there. But I can bring him up. You want to look at him up close? Hey! This is our bus tour. We're fixing to go on our trip up to Denali. I see my Whitney, hopefully, and a bunch of animals. So this is the bus we'll be riding on while caribou here along the trail on the one up to Denali. And this is off the tour bus. Caribou laying down there. There's some mountain goat. Bow sheep with her. You can make them up there up on quite a ways off, but you can see them walking around there. But we're a long ways from them. Give you an idea. Yeah, that can walk and get them. See what they call it. But you can see that there is what we're looking at. And here we're bringing them back.
I like to go up there because there's less predators. Okay.
So there.
Okay, I'll head on down the road. You folks ready?
Okay.
Here's for those Dow sheep. They're on the side of the hill. You can see a whole bunch of them there now.
Yeah, there I
A bunch of them up there.
D-A-L-L.
There's D-A-L-L, Doll sheep. On the side of the mountain here in Denali Park. They're grazing and having a good time. We're in the bus.
Okay, sit down and go forward.
There's a grizzly getting in here in the wild. Here in Denali Park. You can see it now. Grizzly. Here. He's looking around, boy, it's a biggie. He's eating his eating here. As you can see, we're in the wild here. On up the snow line. There he is. Looking this way a little bit. Now he's turning. We're about 50 miles into Denali Park, and this will give you an idea of the country we're down in. We're way up on a mountain right now, but you can see down the way. And then as you look up, scope the valley down here. It's a huge valley surrounded by snow-capped mountains. Wind's blowing, so I'm probably getting a lot of noise, but this was an interesting view. We're stopping our tour bus stopped here, and we're out taking some pictures. We got through seeing the grizzly that I have on here a little earlier, and just thought I'd take this. It's been a very narrow road getting up here, dirt road, very narrow. Try to get a shot of it back down here in a minute. Yeah, that's across the way that I was just taking a while ago. This is the little winding road that we come up. You can sit down there. Just wound around the mountains. And this little narrow thing. If you meet somebody, you had to stop, let them by. Whatever you had to stop, barely enough room. Pretty sight up here. Cold today though. I don't know what the temperature is, but the wind's blowing and it is cold. It's probably going to be bouncy, but it's quite a view, so I want to try to get it. Get a better view here while we're stopped. This is really we're way up, it's way down. Pretty view though on the way up. It's just about 50. This is a sign of the roads that we're driving on. It's just a little narrow road, as you can see. Caribou.
Scared them away.
I was here for a minute. Wow.
Golden eagle soaring here. And down below there.
When golden eagles soar, their wings are up, and when bald eagles soar, their wings are down. And that's how you can, one way you can tell the difference. Yes, wings are kind of up. Oh, aren't they pretty? They're just putting on a nice show. I mean,
Should stop it, so make it nice. Stop, lady.
oh, shh, you can hear them if you're quiet. I heard it. Huh, a bit further away now.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and go on down the road and maybe. I like rocks. I like being in the rocks. I like a rock chop.
Marmot
too.
there sitting on top of the rock. And then out of
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead.
inside nice museum. Some of the sculpture made out of axe. That's a nice eagle there. Nice. Here out of ice. All these are out of ice. They're different. That's a here. Hard to get, loose out of ice. We didn't see him the other way. It's the bear getting his fish. Eating the fish. Moose is last. See back up there and see the old wolf back in there.
Yeah, I'll show you how to do the details.
Let me try something. Yeah, all right. There's the man that did moose. There, sculpture and the bear. Yeah. Frozen Eskimos.
Freezer on the boat.
Put him a beard on there.
So as you see the block of ice, you wonder, what kind of
Actually doing the sculpture here while we watch, giving us a demonstration.
You didn't learn how to do that in 5 minutes either. All that snow.
Like that nose right.
It's cold in there.
There's plenty cold, that's for sure.
I like to give short demonstrations.
Yeah.
made that look good. Yeah.
Yeah, these are really cute.
He's waiting for an applause. He frosted his window.
No, it's a vacuum.
A vacuum. Vacuums all the excess stuff.
Or maybe it's just a blower.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, his little windshield wipers. It's amazing. They kind of have personalities. Just personal.
In a week. Oops, let's start again.
He enjoys it. I was. I never was about to do anything like that. These guys keep everything just
Yeah.
Sure makes it look different, doesn't it?
That's what brings the shine. Wow.
But all kind of gives it a also
Really?
like
Right.
Yeah. What, Rhama didn't get in there. Okay.
Look at that. That's cool.
Get in there. Oh, she wants to.
Take a picture of us in our.
Is it all ready to go?
You just have to
Well,
open
Well, small. Small. He's not smiling. He's
Yeah.
proud. He's just scared. He's frightened.
Between Fairbanks and
Okay, he's going right to the car, going to.
guys feeding him something. Between Fairbanks and Haynes Junction, this moose was out the road, as you can see, grazing along, and he's gotten traffic steady. He's gonna just go ahead and graze.
They're so ugly. They're cute.
Yeah. Okay. Whoop, I'm bouncing around here. That's about as good as I can get him. He's down to where it weighs, so as you can see. But a moose by the goose, or a moose on the road between Fairbanks and Haynes Junction. Highway 2. It's got a rainbow there. I guess you can see it in the sky. Really a pretty one. Rainbows. This is where we spent the night. Here's some other folks around. Spent the night here is July the 4th night. Right here where we stayed, this sign, Alaska Territorial Outpost. You can see it's over their way. This side of Haynes Junction, this is an old bridge that was built. Built back in 1942, it was redone by the Corps of Engineers, built back in 1800s. Lincoln, Haynes Junction to the gold mines, fields. Pretty little river moving on down the way. Here's the travelers coming down here to take a look at the river that I just took a picture of. They're getting a bit of putting on their mosquito repellent and nets and everything. We're on our way to Skagway, and we're on this Dove Island. It's a pretty view here, so I thought I'd stop and get a shot of it. Pretty lake. And we're just traveling in a little red today. They're waiting in the car for me. But I thought that was pretty worth a shot.
Two big cruise ships coming in here that we wanted to get a picture of. We're at Skagway, Alaska. Had a beautiful, beautiful drive up here. We're going to get more of the scenery on the way back. But that's two of the big cruise ships.
We're downtown Skagway in Alaska. It's a busy little town. We just
drove in, and you can see here that it's a lot of folks running around, and we're fixing to find a place to eat. This is Skagway. Rhama took a picture of the boat. Here's some Skagway shoppers trying to find a bargain. Rhama, this the Skagway Bar and Grill, or Bonanza Bar and Grill. That's where we had lunch today. It's very good. Kind of an unusual building here in downtown Skagway. It looks like it's made out of sticks. It goes up. It's
Got $18.99.
at $18.99. Let's see if I can pull that up. Yeah, $18.99 right there. You can see it. Just tell you kind of get an idea of what the thing's made out of. It's very unusual.
Next to it's contrast. It's an old restaurant.
These are all old, 1800s, these buildings here. And you see down on the end, we got the saloon. I don't know if maybe where Rhama went, I'm not sure. This is in downtown Skagway, and that's the Golden North Hotel there. And then right next to it, you got the Skagway Brewing Company. Have a snorting bed. There's the Purple Moose. Rhama's been wanting to go in that. That's downtown Skagway, another street shop. Some more of the architecture and buildings down in Skagway. As you can see, these built in, as that sign says up there, built in 1897. Got the B gone, that's what it means. And they're all real attractive buildings here in Skagway. And we have the tourist again. Here's Rhama over at the totem pole. I'll see if I can pull her in a little closer. She's inside there.
Being pretty good at the totem pole.
Yeah.
She walk out that oven, she'd get it better. Rhama,
And
walk
then,
out
of course,
this
you can
other
see this totem pole here out front.
Walk out this front one. Oh, she's going.
This is Skagway Gold Rush Cemetery. Tells the story of a bunch of them there that came to the Gold Rush and died. I'm going to take some other pictures here in just a minute. This is kind of an unusual cemetery here. They just buried them up here at the foot of this hill. And you can see there's some very old graves up here. They just took them up and buried them, and most of them are of young age. Sure, due to the severe weather and the situation that they were fighting at that time.
This is called Reed Fall.
Most of these people, as you can see, they were in their 30s or 44, about the oldest you see. Rough life up here. We're going to go up to what's called Reed Falls here, named after one of the
Outstanding.
outstanding citizens here, I guess. He's the only one that has a concrete tombstone. This is Reeder Falls. Get it right here in a minute. Reeder Falls, this is like one end of Skagway here. It's coming on down. Up there quite a way. a picture of just how thick everything was. It's just green everywhere. It's kind of a forest type deal. And as you come on around, of course, you can see the water in the background. And all the greenery kind of looks like a rainforest similar here. Lots of vegetation. And of course, it should be with all that water coming down the falls. Hold it up here so you can get an idea. It's just gushing over there. Step over here so I can get a little, so you can get an idea of the amount of water coming down. Come on down. Real pretty falls. Called the Weed Falls, and it's right out of Skagway, Alaska. Coming on down the way. This is the trail we came up, climb up to the falls. It's winding down through the woods there. We were going to run up on the bear, but we didn't. Made it up there. On our way down from the falls, all these nimble hikers here, running down real good, making excellent time here. The rate we're going won't take but an hour or two to get down here. Just moving right on.
Below the water level.
This is the ship we thought about coming on. But it's the Princess. I thought I could get here and wave at Jack English. Thought maybe he might be sticking his head out the window somewhere, but I guess he must have made another tour. Maybe he's on the other boat down the way there. But this is the Ocean Princess. Nice big ship sitting in the harbor here at Skagway in the Inland Passage. This is in the Lynn's, L-Y-N-N-S, Lynn's Canal, where they're pulled in here at Skagway. Of course, here's the railroad on the left, walkway, passenger boarding, and all that. This is in the harbor here at Skagway. See the mountains in the background, the ships here in the harbor. Really a protected area. You see why this is a popular place for ships. But it's a beautiful area. And here's turn right around. Of course, here's the front of the ship I was just looking at. You can see the mountains across the inland passage here. It's a great navigational deal. That makes it nice for them. They can just sail right down between these mountains on both sides and view the wildlife and the mountains as they go along and make a great trip. I thought this kind of interesting. The boat sitting there, and you see the mountain on the background. Just pull right up beside the mountain, get out, and get on the walkway, and then walk up into town, which is not about 4 blocks away. This is a train, an old locomotive with an ice cutter on the front of it. Kind of an interesting deal. It's been around a long time, and they got it here in the museum on Main Street, or Broad Street here in Skagway. Let's get a little better view of it, but some old cutters there on the front. I guess when they're running the rail, they get snowbanks or ice in the way. They just run that propeller and cut the ice as they move up the mountain. Unusual situation. This is a view. We're leaving Skagway going back to Whitehorse, and these mountains are, I don't know if we call it this or not, but they are very unusual. They're kind of purple looking. Solid rock, purple. And as you're going up the mountain there, you see a train track across the way that's going down in Skagway. There's a stream immediately below me, but you can't see it, but you probably can hear it. But this is a kind of unusual view here. Gives you a good idea of what Skagway, the area around Skagway.
Okay, I've got the train going across over there. And we're still in Skagway. Oh, this is just beautiful. Everybody's got to come look.
Move it slow.
Oh, that train's pretty. It's all pretty. We have just a few bicyclers right here.
You're moving too fast. Okay, cut it up. We're probably going to have a whole film full of waterfalls, but this is really pretty. It goes all the way up. You can see it going up the way. Up there. I don't know if you can tell if that's water or not up there, but it is. You can see it coming down. Well, I've lost it. There we go. Well, I guess it just goes behind the trees. There's another peek at it. And you're going up there, you see it. Oh, way on up there. There it is. And there it is again. You're way from up the mountain. It's really a pretty falls. Very, very pretty. It's on Skagway, back toward the White.
What's the name?
There's another little waterfall on the way down up from Skagway back to White Horse. They're just running out of the mountains all everywhere. Some of them we get to stop and see, some of them we can't because there's not any place to stop because of avalanche areas and that sort of thing. But it's really pretty. This is back down the road that we just came from, and it's, see it winding around the mountains. Down at the bottom, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's the river down at the bottom. You can see it that way, but that's way down there. The fog and everything's just engulfing the tops of the hills, and these hills are just melted lava stone, looks like, and they're just all around us. See the snow directly. We're up here with the snow, and so it's cold. And it's a very unusual rock formation. We're on top of the pass, and you can see the snow down below us, and snow all around. And it's kind of interesting. You look up through the clouds there, and you can see the peaks sticking out over from some other mountains over yonder. So you can see them a little pretty plain like that. But they're just barely sticking up through the clouds. We're up above the clouds in some areas, and you can see down below us. We're kind of surrounded by mountains, and we're on the top of one. It's kind of like the inside of a volcano. That's what you think of, and all the rocks look like lava, melted lava stone. So I think maybe we are in an old volcano here, but we'll go for miles here in this same type of situation. So it's a huge, huge lava bed, and it's got snow and lakes everywhere, and the water's clear as crystal. It's really pretty. You're looking right behind me here where I was just taking, and that's a pretty scene there where the cloud peaks peeking through the clouds. We just come up this deal here, and it is high, high. Another shot I just couldn't resist. Up here in the lava beds, and it's just very unusual. It's black rock. I mean, and it's just pools of water, lakes everywhere. You can see this like right here. Everywhere you look, there's water, lakes, mountains, the clouds moving by. You can hear the wild birds in the background. Really a very pretty scene. Then you have some that's larger lakes. As you go back that way, this is the way we came from, and it's, you just can't see the mountains because they're in the clouds now, but a very, very pretty area. Trying to record that bird, but I'm having a hard time keeping up with him.
This is some more of the rocks in the lake of all the big black volcanic
When
looking.
you're moving around this real fast, you need to slow down.
Daddy's telling me how to take this as usual. It is beautiful. I hear the birds. Don't see them, but I hear them.
This is through the windshield, but this is where Rhama was taken. I just wanted to get these lakes and little picture there. We're in the lava bed here with water everywhere from the melted snow. This is a turnaround for the railroad out of Skagway. Comes here, turns around, and goes back. But one of the reasons I stopped is unusual. This mountains over there, it looks like it's ash running down them. I guess it may have been at one time hot lava, but you can see how it looks. It's solid rock, and it looks like ash running down the side. It gives it a gray on black. Unusual mountains range here, and lakes laying down there and streams below me. Again, very pretty sight. We're leaving Alaska and coming back in Utah, and it tells here, it says you're entering a new time zone. It gives you the time. It's 12 o'clock in Alaska and it's 1 o'clock in the Yukon. Beautiful country. We really enjoyed this trip up Skagway. This is the Venus Mill. This is on the way out of Skagway back up to Whitehorse, and this is an old mill here that, looking at, it's kind of a strange looking deal. It's right on the side of Benny Lake, and you can see it's dilapidated, but lots of wood in it and a lot of history behind it, I guess. But as you go back up toward the way we've come, you can see the beautiful country. This lake has been running for about the last 20 miles here, and it just keeps going. You can see it goes on the other side there, and it keeps going on down. It's like I say, it's been miles and miles of it. The water is just a blue-green. It's really pretty. Of course, it's cloudy today, so it's not quite as pretty as it would be if the sun was shining, but it's a very good view, the old Venus Mill. We're on our way down to Hyder, Alaska. We're down below Watts Lake, going down Highway 37. Come across this little blue lake. It is really pretty. It's deep, but it's just bluest blue you've ever seen. Very pretty little lake. Thought we'd just take a shot. We're on a very narrow road here. I'm going to take back up this way. The way we're going on this thing, and it's a little winding, narrow road, but it's very pretty in through here, so we're going to try to get down to Dease Lake by time to stop for the night. Hopefully we can. That's one of the spots where we spent the night. This is down close to Jade in British Columbia. You can see the snow caps back that way, and I'm going to turn around. Well, I'll just go swing around. You can see back up in the area that we're staying in here. It's kind of, and we got snow across the way, and pretty area.
This is Highway 37 on British Columbia. It's been really pretty here, but we're on the gravel road. Looks like we're going to be here for most of the afternoon or the morning too. We're still on the way to Hyder. Really enjoying our trip. we don't need a car coming. Not a very wide road.
And it's corner of the back.
Here we're going down one of the hills. We think one of the curves is right down here at the bottom. I'll leave it on a minute to see. You never know what you're going to experience. %8 grade going down. On a narrow road. I guess we're going to go up a little first. There we go. Off to the left, you go straight down. Got another little curve right here. Fixing to come into a one-lane bridge.
One lane or not?
Kind of a neat little bridge. And a long ways down.
River going fast.
Here's the mountains up ahead. We cut around those hairpin curves back there. Up the hill and down the hill. Make the circle again. Really pretty. It's such a wilderness out there. It looks like to be covered up with bears. All we've seen is jackrabbits this morning. So I don't know. I'm sure there's some out there. They just didn't come to visit us. It's a real wilderness around here. One of the lakes along this Highway 37 have just been everywhere.
Stand by and hit it again. There you go.
Here's it. We're at Tituca Lake Resort. See all that? There's the y'all having a big time, I guess.
Yeah, we're talking about the ferry.
We're talking about it.
Oh, Rhama's still trying to promote that.
Don't stop.
Here's the kind of gas stations you got up here in this part of the country. A little different from what we're accustomed to. But I guess it works, and we're certainly glad to see them after you've driven a couple of 100 miles on this old dirt winding road that they call a highway, like Highway 37. But you're glad to get these. It's just a sample of what we've been driving through for about 200 miles now. Just lakes and mountains and trees and running streams, rivers. Just been a beautiful, beautiful drive. You just can't get it all, but just wanted to stop here and take another look.
And get it across, get the lake.
We're still on Highway 37, looking off to the side of one of the lakes, going down the road.
Turn it off.
It's on standby again.
Stopped here by this river to have lunch today. We're traveling still on 137, coming down towards Stewart and Hyder, Alaska. And we're in a very scenic area, and it has been all this whole trip. You can see the mountains over and away, and it's just been a fantastic view. And Rhama's back there cooking, getting ready to eat. Thought I'd step out here and take some pictures. Of course, it's kind of mist and rain, so it's not real clear. But you get an idea of just how pretty the country is here. And I bet you there are trout as big as you. wanted to be in here because this water is moving on. We've been traveling in this for 2 days now, and it's the most wilderness country I've ever been in. Rarely do you see a car, rarely do you see a people of any kind. It's just a very remote area. I mean, it's hundreds of miles to anything, but it's just beautiful country. We're right out of Stewart, Canada, and across from Hyder, Alaska. And this is Bear Glacier here that we're looking at. I'm going to pull it up some. You can see it slid down here and goes all the way back up the mountain there. Wish it'd calve some. You can see where it has. You see the floating in the water. I'd like to see a chunk of it come off today, but probably won't get to. It's got a blue cast to it. Know if we can pick it up or not, but it's got a very definite blue cast to it. Of course, we're way back from it, across the, I don't know if that shows the blue or not. That is one big chunk of ice. Been moving down this valley for a long time. Long time. You can just see it going way up the mountain there. I don't know how many miles it goes, but a bunch.